coverage you can count on. This is WTVN News Leader 9. Sponsored by Montlick & Associates, Columbus Injury Attorneys.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Rosalind Giles. And we begin tonight with team coverage on the severe weather in our area this morning, causing damage across the valley and surrounding areas. Take a look at your screen. The video you see here shows the damage in Fort Mitchell, Alabama, where a possible tornado may have touched down this morning. Residents there telling us they took cover as soon as possible. One lady even hiding in a freezer at a gas station. Our Arisha Jones joins us now live from Fort Mitchell, where the storm cut a path through homes, toppling trees and tossing fences into backyards. Arisha?
Well, Rosalind, I am at the Westgate subdivision in Fort Mitchell off 165. And to just kind of give you a look at some of the damage, I'm standing right next to a pile of debris from some of the homes in the neighborhood. And if you look up to my right, you can see a busted window at this house, and some of the windows are actually boarded up. And if my photographer pan over to my left, you can see the panel on this house has been peeled back, and there's a tarp trying to protect the inside of the house. And even some of the shopping centers in the area were in the path of the storm. This is some of the trail of destruction left behind from severe storms that went through the Fort Mitchell area Sunday morning.
No, we were asleep, and all we heard was like the whole house started rattling. So we jumped up and ran for our life because I was like, it's something going on out here.
Arlana Jones and her family says the early morning storm reorganized several parts of their house.
Our whole back gate is gone, the whole side is gone, and we got a trampoline on top of our house.
Another homeowner describes his experience.
I felt the house get ready to buckle.
As tornado warnings were issued in the Russell County area, WTVM meteorologists told viewers to take cover as the emergency sirens sounded off. Employees at the Chevron drop zone took cover in the closest place possible.
It was a big, huge noise, and we ran back to the cooler. And after 2 minutes, my husband come in and said we should go in this other room.
And we came out and the roof was like that,
Destroyed.
As the weather passed over, the cleanup process began.
We also have Red Cross coming out. We're donating all of the frozen and cooled foods from Marco's or Drop Zone Chevron due to our power and gas being cut out here. So that's just something that we're doing to help other people.
Thankfully, there were no reports of any injuries during the storm. Now, we've been told that the National Weather Service is actually supposed to come out tonight to determine if a tornado actually touched down here in Fort Mitchell. And we're also expected to get another round of storms tonight, so make sure you have your WTVM weather app for all the latest information. Reporting live here in Fort Mitchell, I'm Arisha Jones for News Leader 9. Ross?
All right, Arisha, thank you very much. Now, continuing our team coverage tonight with a look at the cleanup. A majority of the damage did happen there in Fort Mitchell, where you just saw Arisha. That's just south of Columbus. Now, we spoke with first responders as they started the process.
Russell County emergency crews didn't waste any time coming to Fort Mitchell's rescue.
Quick reaction from, help with the state, the sheriffs and fire and rescue.
Sabrina McKinnon's house got hit hard by the fast-moving storm. Her husband yelled for everyone to get in the downstairs bathroom.
No sooner he said those words, it just smacked, it hit, and it was just, I'm still shaking.
Emergency crews tell us they sounded the sirens in the nick of time, following a warning from the National Weather Service, with only 10 to 15 minutes to spare.
People heard it, and now whether or not they heeded it, most of them did. The ones that heeded it, and maybe that's why everybody was safe.
The cleanup began immediately, removing downed trees and placing tarps on roofs. Sheriff Taylor says it's not just the county workers pitching in to help.
The volunteers, you can see what kind of community we live in. We've got help coming from all over the place.
We're here to support Fort Mitchell. We're bringing a ladder truck to be able to get the people off the roof once we get it set up.
Now, we've also been monitoring power outages in our area. At its peak, Georgia had about 2,000 people in the dark across the state. That number has since dwindled significantly with no power outages right now in Muskogee County. Eufaula experiencing a lot of power outages, as you can see here from this map as well. Only a dozen residents are left that need power right now in that area. We're told crews are working, though, to restore power to all areas as soon as possible. Now, not too much damage in the Muskogee County area, but it was a different story for a Columbus woman. Two huge trees are almost completely covering the house of Anna Vargas, who lives off Lumpkin Road. The first tree fell during the rainy weather on Friday. The tree destroyed the fencing around the house. The second tree fell this morning during the severe weather.
When the sirens went off, I decided to stay home, and I was watching the news when I heard a loud noise again. Right away, I knew it had to be another tree. So the second tree fell too, and it damaged my house, the neighbor in the back, and the neighbor to the side.
Wow, an unfortunate situation for her as well as all of the victims who were affected in this storm. Now, Vargas says she's waiting on a tree service to help her remove the trees, and no one else in the neighborhood received any damage. Well, there is a possibility for more rainy weather, unfortunately, later tonight. Meteorologist Elizabeth Dearmore joining us now with our forecast. And Elizabeth, we've heard a lot of talk about possible tornadoes, but have there been any confirmed tornadoes as of yet?
Well, Rosalind, we did get confirmation from the National Weather Service that they did confirm that there was a tornado near Fort Benning in Chattahoochee County. Likely the same tornado or possible tornado that came through Russell County there and did all the damage in Fort Mitchell. But we're waiting, of course, from the National Weather Service in Birmingham to get confirmation on that. And as soon as we hear, of course, we'll pass along the word. But I wanted to show you the storm reports over the last 12 hours. Some tornado reports, a lot of wind and damage with trees down, reports from that, as well as flooding and hail as those storms tracked from the west to east this morning and early afternoon. But right now we do have one of the main issues that we are watching for are flooding concerns. We picked up over an inch of rain for most across the valley over the last 24 hours. So if you run into any standing water on roadways, definitely don't drive into it. Found an alternate route. You don't know how steep that water is, so just be very careful tomorrow morning, especially heading off to work. But current watches and warnings, none here across the valley. Good news after a very active morning and early afternoon. Of course, we'll be watching as we could have some more thunderstorms come through later this evening. If you look just out to our north and west, some activity there near Birmingham that is tracking to the north and east. So we'll be watching the skies all night long as well as Monday, and you'll want to stay updated with the forecast as we do have our last couple of rounds coming through tonight and tomorrow with that passing cold front. But for the rest of your night, our hour-by-hour forecast here, thanks to our WTVM weather app, temperatures in the low 70s, upper 60s. Of course, could have a couple of showers and rumble of thunder mixed in. And coming up, I'll have more on your 7-day forecast.
All right, Elizabeth, thanks. And thanks to you and Derek for keeping us updated this morning. We also want to thank you, our loyal viewers, for the pictures, calls, and emails into our newsroom, helping our weather team while we were on the air for nearly 2 hours with the latest updates. And here's just a few of the pictures we received as the severe weather was in our area. We do have more pictures on our website, of course. That's WTVM.com. And also don't forget to download our WTVM app, where you can watch our live coverage on your phone or tablet in case of a power outage. Coming up on News Leader 9 at 6, it's been 20 years since the deadly Oklahoma bombing, and the city's scars remain. We'll take you to today's memorial.